the most important takeaway from earnings and the earnings call for you, please?
Well, thank you, Ed, for having me. For me, the most important was actually that we're moving on into this next phase of Tesla's growth, and all the markers that we have laid there are still there and are moving ahead in the same timeline and with the same vigor than anticipated. So as a retail investor, I mean, I acknowledge that the market and your typical audience probably doesn't have the same large time horizon than we have. But for us, it is really, as a retail investor, just another buying opportunity. Also, do remember, we were at these prices at the beginning of the month, right? When we got the delivery and production numbers, the share price was about at the same level. When your channel broke the news that the Robotaxi event was going to be delayed by 2 months, we were already a little bit higher. That's where we saw first fluctuations in the stock price. Well, now it is confirmed for October 10th. So it is a mere 2 months. Your colleague Greg is completely right. It is not a long delay. And there are technical reasons for it, but I also think, right, Tesla wants to be ready, wants to be sure to show whatever is necessary to convince the market, the retail investors, about autonomy, and that being the crucial part to Tesla's future.
Can you sell to us a little bit more, confirm to us how you understand full self-driving, the focus on AI, to eventually become some robotaxi fleet, where suddenly we got a ride-hailing app out of Teslas? How does that become to bear in a good use, efficient business strategy way for you?
Well, I have my model, and I'm very happy to share that with us, but we don't have Tesla's model yet, right? That is what is going to be the quintessence of October 10th. So what I'm going to bring forward is my interpretation from former speeches of Elon and the Tesla team. So this may not be the current version. But for me, it seems very clear there's going to be a threefold business model. One, Tesla's own fleet, meaning cars that are either already in Tesla's possession, people handing back their leases or whatever else, inventory cars, whatever else they have in their own fleet, that are going to operate autonomously and that are going to be strategically put in cities at spots where they will have the best yield of a robotaxi business. Could be airports, could be shopping malls, whatever. I mean, that's probably to be tried out and found out how it's going to operate. So that is one part of it. The second part is that owners like me can participate and can enroll their cars instead of standing here in front of my house. It can just, travel around the day and pick up clients and bring them to the places they want to be brought to. And that's going to be a revenue sharing model. And then the third one is going to be the purpose-built robotaxis. So those are the ones that we're probably going to see.
Right, which is why the date of unveiling and seeing it was important. Just real quick, I want to think about the sell side for a second. One of Tesla's biggest bulls is basically moving to the sidelines after earnings. I'm talking about New Street's Pierre Ferragri. He's downgraded Tesla to neutral and is writing that the stock is at the target price they had, trading at 50 times their 2026 estimates. They see limited and unreliable valuation upside, etc. Now, we have you on the program as a retail or individual shareholder. How closely do you follow those kind of fundamental analyses that the sell side make and characters like Pierre?
Well, I follow Pierre a lot. He's French. I've lived a lot in France, so I love him. I love his accent. I love the way he's doing that. I think on this point he's wrong. And actually, I liked how he formulated his post, because he was not saying that he downgraded Tesla, but that New Street did it. So there was something bizarre about it. But let's put that aside. He doesn't see in the next 12 months major developments that could bring the stock higher. That's why they are putting it to neutral. I completely disagree. I think we're having in October on October 10th, Robotaxi Day. We'll also have in October, obviously, Q3 numbers. And then we're going to move into 2025 with a lot of announcements, actually 3 of them. We will have the Model 2, how Craig called it, the cheaper version of a Tesla be presented in early 2025. We'll have production of Optimus at the end of 2025.
Right.
So there is a lot of things happening. And he actually referred to energy being at its already 20% part of the profit of Tesla. Well, it's about 17% only. There is much more margin in energy. I mean, if you want to give me a minute to talk about energy revenues and profits, because they are not like a car immediately consumed at the moment of sales. They're actually over time, because when you sell energy, you actually get in the revenues and get in the profits in installments. And so there is a lot of waiting revenues and waiting profits already there, and there is much more to come. And I'm very surprised that Pierre didn't take care of that.
Alex, I'm really glad, Alexandra, that you bring up the other parts of just the cars, the Optimus side of things, the energy side of things. There's also the Dojo side of things, and many trying to understand the logic there. Just take a listen to what Elon said last night.
We are going to double down on Dojo, and we do see a path to being competitive with NVIDIA with Dojo. And I think we kind of have no choice, because the demand for NVIDIA is so high.
NVIDIA shares down, as is most of the market today, but some saying, look, because maybe this is a lack of demand that's going to come from Tesla going forward. Was that a surprise, ultimately, that they're really going to be ramping up Dojo because they are worried about the supply side?
I'm so pleased you're bringing this up, Carolina. Thank you so much. Well, it is actually funny, because over the last 5-6 years, Dojo was always one of those topics in the earnings calls. Shall I do it? Shall I not? Am I doomed not? It was really going, it was a dance. And I've actually done about 6 months ago a whole timeline of non-committal. We would like to do it, but we're really not sure. Don't bet on it. Dojo is really not so clear yet. This is the first time that Elon clearly said, we actually have no choice. We're going to double down on it. We're going to do it. And this is a fabulous news, because
Alexandra,
these supercomputers are so far ahead and will make the whole Tesla infrastructure, the whole digestion of videos and output so much more profitable, rather than purchasing the NVIDIA chips.
Alexandra, we're running out of time. We have a lot to get to. So I want to ask, would you vote in favor of Tesla investing in XAI per the poll and the exchange last night?
I love that you did the yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of those. So we're close to 69%, which is always a fun number, isn't it? Yes, I would actually vote for it, but not unconditionally. You know how I like doing the analysis of things. This morning, we just had news that OpenAI will probably produce another $5 billion loss this year. I think these AI companies need to be thoroughly analyzed. In principle, I love it. I completely understand why it was a segregated entity from the start. Elon re-explained that yesterday. Those engineers don't want to be in a mega cap company. They want to have all the upside of a small startup. So it needed to be set up that way. But also, I fully understand that Tesla needs grok, needs all this input. And Tesla has at the moment $30 billion of a cash line. So investing $5 billion into XI could be a good idea.